By the way, this ain't snitching. This is domestic violence, so we ain't even gonna try. This ain't snitching. I'm Halle Bailey. I got personal knowledge of all the facts I state below, and if I was to be called a witness, I could competently testify to put that DDG in jail. That's what she says. Look, I'm reading it. I'm the petitioner, Halle Bailey. Declare I'm the petitioner. I have personal knowledge. I could competently testify to what I've written here.
Y'all, I am shook. The judge just denied DDG's restraining order against Halle Bailey and Honey. The tea that spilled in that Los Angeles courtroom is scalding. We're talking cheating accusations, smashed phones, and a whole lot of messy drama that has the internet completely divided. DDG tried to get emergency protection from his own girlfriend, and the judge said absolutely not. Let me tell you something. When a judge throws out your restraining order request, that's not just a legal loss. That's a public embarrassment of the highest order.
I submit this declaration in the request for a domestic violence restraining order. Daryl Dwayne Granberry, aka DDG. We're having a romantic relationship from 2022 to 2024. Our son Halo was born in 2023. Through our relationship and continued dating, he's continued to become physically, verbally, emotionally, and financially. Ooh, you see?
And in this case, it's exposing a relationship that's been falling apart behind closed doors while we all thought everything was picture perfect. The courtroom was tense as those allegations were read out loud. It's property damage, jealousy-fueled rage. These aren't just relationship problems anymore. This is a complete meltdown between two people who share a child together. And now, it's all playing out in the messiest way possible. But here's what really has me pressed. DDG never called the police.
That's one thing they start throwing into the mix now, chat, that financial abuse shit. I am seeking orders to protect myself and our son from his ongoing abuse. He's a professional YouTuber, Twitch blogger, and rapper. Whenever he wishes to cause upset, he starts bad-mouthing me to his millions of fans. He claims I'm withholding his son or I'm with other men. As a result, I've received threats and hate on social media. He tries to set up drama for his fans.
Not once, not during any of these alleged incidents. So when he rolled up to court asking for protection, the judge had some serious questions. And those questions just cost him everything. The denial isn't just about DDG losing this case. It's about what this whole situation reveals about celebrity relationships, social media toxicity, and what happens when private drama becomes public entertainment. Because while we're all here for the tea, two real people are struggling and a baby is caught in the middle. Let's start from the beginning, because this restraining order request didn't come out of nowhere. According to court documents, DDG and Halle have been having explosive arguments since January. And I mean explosive. We're talking about the kind of fights that involve broken phones, damaged equipment, and allegations that would make your grandmother clutch her pearls. DDG claimed in his petition that during one particular argument about cheating, Halle completely lost it. And when I say lost it, he alleged she grabbed an unloaded pistol and pointed it at him while screaming accusations about him talking to other women. An unloaded pistol. Let that sink in for a second. Now, Halle's legal team responded strongly, claiming DDG was lying and exaggerating. Her response stated the was never pointed at anyone. It was only moved from a dresser to a safe. However, that damage was done because DDG had created a narrative of fear and intimidation. The involvement of a firearm in their domestic dispute should have alarmed both parties. But DDG rushed to the courthouse while Halle prepared for a legal battle. The judge was skeptical of DDG's claims, especially considering the suspicious timeline of 3 incidents between January and April 2025, where DDG felt threatened and unsafe. If he truly feared for his safety, why didn't he call 911 or file a police report? He did none of that, which the judge pointed out when denying his request. This raises questions about DDG's fear. Was it genuine or a strategic move? Filing for a restraining order goes beyond protection. It's about controlling public perception and narrative, crucial in celebrity relationships. The cheating rage incident that DDG described in his petition sounds like something straight out of a reality TV show. According to his version of events, Halle believed he was talking to another woman on FaceTime. And instead of having a mature conversation about it, she allegedly went completely off. Phone smash, camera lens broken, studio equipment damaged. We're talking about thousands of dollars in property destruction because of jealousy. And DDG painted this picture like he was just an innocent victim caught in the crossfire of Halle's insecurity. But let's keep it real for a second. If your partner is that convinced you're cheating, maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's a pattern of behavior that's been building up over time. Maybe this wasn't just random jealousy. Maybe it was the result of broken trust and failed communication. And here's what really gets me. DDG documented every broken phone and every damaged camera. But he couldn't be bothered to call the police? That tells me this might have been more about creating evidence for court than actually feeling threatened in the moment. Halle's legal response was calculated and devastating. Her team didn't just deny DDG's allegations. They completely dismantled his credibility. They pointed out that he never filed criminal complaints. They questioned why he waited months to seek protection. And most importantly, they flipped the script on who was really the aggressor in this situation. Halle's side claims DDG exaggerated everything. Property damage and threats were misrepresented. His restraining order seemed less protective and more vengeful. Halle's lawyers didn't just defend her, they attacked, portraying DDG as a harasser. This strategy resonated with the judge. Both DDG and Halle took their feud to social media, where it became even messier. DDG criticized fake loyalty on X, formerly Twitter, while Halle on Instagram hinted at protecting her peace, but said little about the case. Fans were divided. Some supported DDG, believing Halle had anger issues, while others thought DDG was seeking clout amid his struggling music career. The comments were harsh. What troubles me most is their child. This baby will one day see the online turmoil between them, which should have prompted them to resolve matters privately and maturely. Instead, there were subtweets and public chaos that helped no one, not DDG, not Halle, and certainly not their child. The judge's advice at the end of this whole ordeal was probably the most important part of the entire proceeding. The court encouraged both parties to seek counseling and warned DDG that future unfounded filings could result in sanctions. Sanctions. That means if he tries this again without proper evidence, he could face legal consequences. That's not just a slap on the wrist. That's the judge telling DDG that his behavior was inappropriate and potentially abusive of the legal system. And honestly, that might be the most embarrassing part of this entire situation for DDG, because now it's on record that a judge found his claims lacking and his motivations questionable. That's going to follow him in any future legal proceedings. And if there are custody issues down the line, this denial is going to be Exhibit A for why DDG might not be acting in good faith. The judge basically told both of them to grow up, get therapy, and stop wasting the court's time with their relationship drama. And you know what? That judge was absolutely right. Let's talk about the timeline for a second, because the pattern here is telling. January, first major argument. February, escalation. March, more property damage. April, restraining order filing. That's 4 months of documented dysfunction. 4 months of a relationship that was clearly toxic for both parties. DDG decided to make it legal instead of recognizing the pattern and seeking help, which was a mistake. The courts aren't relationship counselors. They're meant to protect those in danger. The judge clearly did not see DDG as genuinely threatened, raising questions about control, publicity, or revenge, not safety. DDG's failure to call the police during alleged incidents is damaging to his case. If someone points a gun, that's immediately a 911 call. DDG waited months for legal action, and when he finally acted, it was for a restraining order, not criminal charges, suggesting this was more about appearances than actual threats. Halle isn't completely innocent either. Even if DDG exaggerated, something happened. Phones don't break themselves, and arguments don't lead to damage without both parties contributing to the dysfunction. Despite her legal team's effective defense, the bigger issue is whether she acknowledges her role in the mess. Pointing fingers and hiring lawyers don't resolve underlying issues. Both need to reflect on their journey. How did their once beautiful relationship turn into courtroom drama and social media conflict? Fans are split. Some see DDG as a manipulative ex, while others view him as a concerned father worried for his safety. The truth likely lies in the middle. DDG may have felt threatened at times, and Halle may have lost her temper. However, neither handled this situation with the maturity their child deserves. Their private struggles have become a public spectacle. Court documents, social media posts, and news coverage have turned their pain into entertainment, which is sad for everyone involved. Comments are rampant, with people picking sides like it's a reality show, but these are real people with a child affected by this drama. Some fans believe DDG is clout chasing due to his struggling music career, while others think Halle has anger issues that need addressing. But the truth is, we don't know what occurs behind closed doors. We only know what they choose to share and what gets leaked in court documents. A judge reviewed the evidence and found DDG's claims insufficient for a restraining order, indicating the quality of his allegations. The frustrating part is how avoidable this was. Two young, talented people with a beautiful child chose public conflict instead of resolving their issues privately. This court battle yielded no winners. DDG faced humiliation with his denied restraining order, while Halle's reputation suffered from allegations. Their child faced unnecessary public scrutiny. The judge's suggestion for counseling is crucial. They need professional guidance to communicate and co-parent effectively. Most importantly, they must avoid using social media for personal matters, as every subtweet worsens the situation. DDG shouldn't have taken this to court without solid evidence. And while the judge dismissed his case, it doesn't excuse Halle from accountability. Both contributed to the dysfunction. Now, they need to step back, seek therapy, and learn effective communication while prioritizing healthy co-parenting. Ultimately, this situation isn't about right or wrong. It's about what's best for their child. Court battles and social media conflicts are not conducive to a child's well-being. The internet thrives on drama and picking sides. But beyond the entertainment, a real family is hurting, and a child faces the consequences of this chaos. Their child deserves better, and so do they. Drop a comment below. Do you think the judge made the right call? And what do you think DDG and Halle should do next to fix this mess?